So for those who haven't met me yet, you're totally missing out. So please don't be as shy as I am and come talk to me. For those who have met me, you probably know me as this super successful small animal surgeon. And since we're trying to be vulnerable tonight, or through the weekend, I have a medical condition, SOS. It's a chronic condition with violent, acute, frequent flare-ups. Oh, SOS, shiny object syndrome, which obviously I should rename RDS, red dot syndrome. So in addition to being a surgeon, I'm a coach, mentor, writer, columnist, blogger, book author. I own half a dozen businesses and half a dozen other red dots. But on the outside, I look like a success. Inside, until a few years ago, I was completely overwhelmed. Can anybody relate to this? We probably all do. So, my issue is that I was trained to never refuse a case, and that led me to my success. I couldn't say no. My patients always came first, and my clients, and my referring vets. That turned into 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. I was on call 24/7 for 4 or 5 emergency clinics. It was nonstop. So I was providing for my family, but I wasn't there for my family. I was never home. I was a ghost. And I was a zombie. I was chronically exhausted to the point that I became very concerned that at some point I would kill myself. It has nothing to do with the morning discussion, because I would run into a tree, drive into a tree. I'm a traveling surgeon, so I'm always on the road. Or worse, I would kill a family of 5. So I had to make some very drastic decisions to literally change my life. So what is this presentation about? It's about goal setting. But what is it really about? It's about freedom. And you may remember Andy talking about this on Thursday. Freedom has different meanings for different people. Now that I've achieved specific goals, my freedom is something totally, it's a different picture. I now do surgery 3 days a week, and the rest of the time, it's my family and my red dots. So who here would like to hear the secret to success and goal setting? It's good. So let's start with the bad news. 10% of goals are ever achieved. So let me think, 10, 100, 90. That means 90% of goals are never achieved. So think about what that means. Think about what would happen if 90% of vaccines failed. What if 90% of our patients never woke up after anesthesia? That's what happens to goals. They die. So my solution is what I call the VGA system. Everybody focuses on goals, but that's not what we should do. The way you remember VGAs, you may have heard of the VGA cables. You probably have them. So we're going to talk about this, and then we're going to talk about my secret recipe. So the V in VGA stands for vision. That's where it all should start. And there's many ways to look at it. One simple way is to think about your roles in life. You might be a spouse, business owner, parent, child, and so on and so forth. G stands for goals. Problem is, people don't know how to set good goals. They say, I probably should eat healthy. I probably should exercise. That's just not specific enough. How about, I want to run a 5K. Well, that's a pretty good goal, but I want to run a 5K under 30 minutes. That's a little bit better. Or I want to run a 5K in under 30 minutes before the end of the year. Now that's a specific goal. And then there's the A in VGA, which stands for activities. Activities are the things you do day after week, after month, after year, the habits you have. If you've read The Compound Effect, this is what leads you to your goals. So what's the difference between a goal and an activity? Well, you can't control a goal. However, you can control your activities. So people who fail tend to focus on their goals, whereas you should focus on your activities. So to recap, think of this as a funnel. You start with your vision, drill down on your goals, and then work on your activities. That leads you to reaching your goals. And then there's my secret recipe. So I like things that are easy to remember, like VGA. So you don't forget the next one, repeat after me. Everybody repeat after me. So come on. See? Piece of cake, you're going to remember that. So this is my 10 easy to remember secret ingredients. For the sake of time, before Steph kills me, we're just going to talk about 2, rewards and punishment. As leaders in our respective communities, we suck at rewarding ourselves. But it's really important. And that can take many forms. It's whatever you like. It can be a massage, a treat. If it's too many calories, settle for the kiss. A really good book. Spend good time with your dog, an hour in the park, in a forest. And then there's punishment. The problem is many people tend to just brush off failure, which is, oh, well, I didn't succeed. Guys, this is what I would encourage you to do. Don't make losing easy. Don't make losing easy. So, I'm not talking about some kinky sort of punishment. This has nothing to do with the 50 Shades of Pink. And I'm also not talking about things you may have heard before. Send money to the party you don't support. Everybody talks about it, but nobody does it. So I've done a lot of research into more creative ideas. So let's start with, where are my millennials? Yeah. So for people in our age bracket, I don't even know why you're laughing. I was carded yesterday. So what's the worst that could possibly happen to a millennial? Take away the phone, absolutely. I would die. For everybody else in the room, if you fail at reaching your goal, how about you read 10 pages of the yellow pages? Which, incidentally, the millennials have no idea what I'm talking about. Anybody here a sports fan? Did you have fun yesterday? Okay. How about if you don't reach your goal, you wear the colors of the other team in a public setting? Or you buy a really nice gift, and if you fail at your goal, you send it to your ex. And guys, I'm not saying you have bad taste. All I'm saying is you married up. Or if you fail at, you reserve a really nice dinner, romantic dinner, and if you fail at your goal, you cancel at the last second. Bottom line, pick your poison. Pick what really would hurt you and use it to your benefit. Use it as a motivation. So it's really simple. VGA. Start with your vision, pick your goals, work on your activities, inject my 10 secret ingredients, including reward and punishment. And if you do that, you can reach your freedom.